Here's a question I want you to answer honestly. How many AI tools have you signed up for in the last 6 months? Now, how many of them are you actually using? If there's a gap between those two answers, you are not alone. I talk to course creators and online educators every single day who've tried ChatGPT, Perplexity, Notion AI, Descript, Canva AI, and a bunch of other tools, and they still feel like AI isn't really working for them. And almost every time, the problem is not the tools. It's that they skip the step that has to come first. Today, I'm going to show you a simple 4-step method that will change how you think about AI in your business. It's my STEP framework. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to start so you can incorporate AI into your online education business without losing your mind. Let's get into it. Here's what usually happens. Someone watches a YouTube video, maybe one of mine, about a cool AI tool. They think, wow, that could save me so much time, and they sign up for it. They play around with it for a day or two. Then they're not sure how it fits into what they actually want to do, so it just sits there. Another subscription, another tab they don't open. And the reason this keeps happening isn't a willpower problem. It's a sequencing problem. Most people go looking for AI tools before they've answered a more important question, which is, what process am I actually trying to improve or automate? And that's exactly what the STEP method fixes. STEP stands for S, set the end goal, T, trace the process, E, examine each step, and P, pick one tool per step. That's 4 steps. You work through them in order, and when you do, you start making real progress. So let's go through each one. The first step is to get crystal clear on what done looks like. So that starts with setting the end goal, not, I want to use AI more in my business. That's way too vague. I mean specific, tangible outputs. For example, a finished welcome email sequence for new students, a complete lesson script for my next course, a weekly social media post drafted and ready to schedule, a student progress report I can send at the end of each month. Pick one thing, one output, one goal. So here's the question I want you to ask yourself. If AI did this perfectly for me, what would I be holding in my hands at the end? You might say, I'd have a complete script for my next video lesson, introduction, key teaching points, a summary, and a student action step. See, that's specific. That's something you can work towards. But if you skip this step and jump straight to the tools, you end up with a bunch of capabilities and no direction. You need to know the destination first. Once you know the goal, it's time to build the map. This is the T in STEP, and it stands for trace the process. This means walking through every single action you take to get from zero to that finished output. Every single step, even the obvious ones. Now, you might already have this. You might have a checklist, a Notion document, an SOP somewhere. You're going to pull it out. That's your starting point. But you still might be running through this process in your head. You've done it so many times, it feels automatic. And that's actually a problem because if it only lives in your head, you can't improve it. And you definitely can't hand it off to AI. So here's how to trace the process if you don't have it written down. Pretend you're training a brand new team member who knows nothing about your business. What would they need to know in order to get from that blank page to a finished output? Let's use that drafting a complete lesson script for my next course example. The process might go something like this. Step 1, decide the learning outcome for the lesson. Step 2, research or gather the key points I want to teach, taking into consideration questions you've been asked by students in the past or confusion your audience has about the topic. Step 3, write a rough outline, intro, body, summary. Step 4, expand each section. Step 5, add relevant examples. Step 6, review and edit for clarity and flow. Step 7, format it for the lesson. That's 7 steps. Now we have something real to work with. The question you want to ask yourself here is, if I had to hand this off to someone tomorrow, what would they need to know to complete this process? Write that out. Don't skip this step. It's the foundation of everything. So now you have your process written out. And this is where it gets really interesting. The next letter in this framework is for E, examine each step. So you're going to go through each step one at a time and ask 2 questions. Number 1, does this step require my expertise, my voice, or my judgment? Or is it repetitive, mechanical, or time-consuming in a way that doesn't need me? And 2, which of these steps makes me sigh every single time I do it? And that second question is important. The step that drains you the most is almost always the best place to start with AI. So let's go back to our lesson example and look at a few of those steps. Step 2, researching and gathering key points. This is a great candidate for AI. You can give an LLM your topic and ask it to pull together the key concepts, common misconceptions, and student questions around that subject. You still review and filter, but the heavy lifting of the first pass is done. What about step 3, writing the rough outline? This is also a strong candidate. You give AI the topic and the key points and ask it to build a structured outline in your teaching style. Then you tweak it, but the blank page problem is now gone. Step 5, your relevant examples. That's you. That's your voice and your expertise. AI can suggest, but you own this step. Step 6, editing for clarity and flow. AI is excellent at this. Paste in your draft, ask it to tighten the language, flag anything confusing, and suggest simpler phrasing. This now takes minutes instead of hours. But step 1, the learning outcome, that's you. That requires the knowledge of your students, their needs, your curriculum, and your brand. Now, this step could still be automated with something like Claude Skills. In fact, in the collective, there's already a skill for writing learning outcomes, and the entire skills library is yours when you join the collective. The link is in the description below if you'd like to learn more. So let's move on to the last letter in the framework, and that's P for pick one tool per step. And here's where most people want to start. And now you can see why starting here is a mistake. You need to know what step you're trying to automate or get assistance with before you can pick the right tool for it. Once you've flagged your best candidates for AI from the examine step, go through them one at a time and match a tool to each one. 2 things to check before adding new. First, what do you already own? Most people are already paying for tools that already have AI built in. Canva has AI, Notion has AI, Google Docs has AI, your platform for email might have AI. So check what you already have before signing up for yet another new tool. And second, be honest about your comfort level. The best tool for you is the one that you'll actually use, not the most powerful one, not the one everyone's talking about, the one that fits how your brain works. So here's what this looks like in practice. Say you flag step 2, which is the research, and step 3, the outline, as your 2 best candidates for AI. For research, an LLM like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Gemini work perfectly. They're easy to use and they can do the heavy lifting for you. For outlining the lesson, you can use the same tools, or if you're already working in Google Drive, Google AI can do this without switching apps. One tool, one step, and that's how you start. You don't have to automate your whole process or your whole business this week. You just have to make one step easier, and then another, and then another. And that's how a business actually changes. Not all at once, but step by step. So let's bring it all together now. The STEP method stands for S, set the end goal. Know exactly what output you're trying to create. T, trace the process. Write out every step it takes to get there. E, examine each step. Find where AI can genuinely help without replacing your expertise. And P, pick one tool per step. Match a tool to each flag step using what you already own first. And the reason this works is simple. You're not chasing tools anymore. You're solving a specific problem of your business in a specific part of your process. And that's when AI actually saves you time and makes you money. If this was helpful, I want to give you something that's going to make this super easy to apply. I've built a free Claude skill that walks you through the entire STEP framework. It asks you the right questions, helps you trace your process, and gives you a clear action plan at the end. It's like having a thinking partner taking you through every step. The link to grab it is in the description below. And if you want to go deeper on this, building AI systems to run your online education business and using AI to actually move the needle, come join us inside the collective. And if you found this video useful, hit subscribe. I'm here every week with practical, no fluff strategies for building an online education business that runs without you burning out. I'll see you in the next one.